Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. So you know what today is. Today is Wednesday, and every Wednesday I come on to do my live Q&A where I take questions from the audience. This is my opportunity to connect with you and to offer my services for absolutely free. If you have any questions, I am here to support. So let me explain how it all works. How it works is that every Tuesday I post in my stories and it looks like this. It's a green story, looks like this all the time, right? And you go ahead and my voice is talking, that was awkward. And you go ahead and you put your question in that question box in my stories. The next day, which is now today, Wednesday, I come live, I read the questions anonymously, and then I give you what my response is. But guys, I don't want this to be one-sided. Like, please, 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 when I read the questions out to you, go ahead and give some feedback. Please offer, let me know what your thoughts are. Let's help this person who is reaching out for guidance and assistance. Welcome, her name is Yes. That's one of my favorite names on Instagram, I swear. Welcome, Britt Bat. Thank you for your support. Light Beauty. I think I got that right. Rhonda Pooh, thank you. Welcome. Art by Noel East. Have Denise, thank you for joining. OG, thank you. Kat, Mocha, everyone who is joining, I appreciate you. I thank you, and you are the bestest. Okay, we have some more people coming in. D, Style, Busy B, who's always showing support. Thank you for always being here. I don't want to say this name, but The Incredible, thank you for joining. I appreciate you. And Miss Stephanie Blair, thank you for purchasing a badge. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and jump right in. If you are new to my page, my name is Alison. I'm a dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with singles to help them find the love and commitment that they deserve. This Sunday, June 6th, I'll be hosting Dating 101, the masterclass. It is 66% off. It's only $47. You can click the link in my bio after this live. So don't click out now. I want you to stay with me. Let's get to know each other. And you can click the link in my bio, tap the first button, and you will be in there like swimwear. As I said before, folks have already sent me questions. So the questions are submitted the day before. If I have time in the live, which I don't think I'll have time today, I'll try to take questions in the question queue, which is at the bottom of the screen right there. Sorry, I don't think I have the time, but this is why it's so imperative. I will cover every single person's question once you submit it the day before in my stories. And it's always in my stories, and it looks a little something like this. Hit it, right? That's what it looks like.
I like this one.
Oh, they ain't like that one. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to read the questions anonymously. I am going to give my feedback, but guys, please go ahead, jump in the comments. Go ahead and share what you think this person should or should not do moving forward. I will try my best to read every single person, I ain't got it today. Every single person's comment. If you are new to this page and you've never introduced yourself to me, I want to welcome you into the land of love. So please go ahead and drop your name and your location. I saw someone ask a question which said, what if you are engaged? I think is what the person said. In regards to who I help. So if that question was in regards to who I help, I primarily work with singles. I don't exclusively work with singles. So yes, I help anyone who is seeking guidance or assistance in regards to dating and their relationship. Okay. Hi, Ted from Atlanta. Welcome. Welcome to the land of love. Let's jump right in. So the first question I received is the following. Hi, Alison. Is it better to date someone that we share the same religious beliefs? Is it better to date someone that we share the same religious beliefs? All right, folks. So please give me some feedback. It's not a one-sided conversation. Welcome, Tiff. You always here, and I appreciate you. Welcome, Jeremy from South Carolina. And I'm going to pronounce this Jama, right? Jama. I got it. Jama, welcome from Indianapolis. Welcome to the land of love. So the question is again, hi, Alison. Is it better to date someone that we share the same religious beliefs? This is easy. Yes. Yes, it is in your best interest, if possible, to date someone who aligns with your beliefs, with your morals, and with your values. It's going to make the courtship, the dating process a lot easier. It is going to make your relationship a bit easier because that's one less thing to argue about. There'll be less conflict with in-laws if you guys get that far in your relationship. So absolutely, the question is it better to date someone that we share the same religious beliefs? Yes, if you're in a position to do so. Now, I wouldn't say unless you are staunchly religious, right? Like you are a Bible thumper. This is a part of who you are and how you identify. I wouldn't recommend dating people outside of your religion, right? I'd recommend keeping it within your religion. Now, oh yes, Britt Brad said it's less confusion, and that's an excellent point. When you're raising your children, now you're not arguing about if the child should be baptized or not, or which churches to attend, or which activities you should participate in. Are we celebrating Christmas? It's awkward if you're in a position to date someone who has the same religious beliefs as you. If you're not staunchly religious, then it may not matter as much, but if they are, it can, right? So absolutely, if you're in a position to I really don't have it today. If you are in a position to do so, date those who are as similar to you as relatively possible. Of course, we do enjoy meeting people of a different culture, of a different background, getting to know them, getting to understand that culture a little bit more. But when it comes to things like religion, if you can have that as one less thing that you have to worry about in regards to whether or not we're going to get along, that would be absolutely beneficial. So for those who are just joining, hello. My name is Alison. I'm a dating and relationship coach, and I primarily, but not exclusively, work with singles to help them find the love and commitment that they deserve. Every Wednesday, I do this live Q&A. Folks submit questions to me through my stories on Tuesday, and then I answer those questions live on Wednesday, obviously for absolutely free. But if you are looking to book a session, you can go ahead and click the link in my bio. I think it's the third button, and we can have a private conversation about whatever particular issues are facing you today. Let's move on to the next question. And thank you everyone for the feedback. Britt Brat, thank you so much. I saw Tiff in there who gave some feedback. I really appreciate that. Erica, thank you so much for your feedback. Busy Bee, thank you. So next question. This is a good one. And someone asked me this already too, someone else. Do you believe men have the same zodiac signs? Wait, this is why it's important. I get these questions in advance and I still don't read them because I'm too busy. Do you believe men, the same zodiac sign, have the same attributes? Okay, so do people that are part of the same zodiac sign have the same attributes? Okay, so I like to think, and I like to purport myself as an extremely reasonable and logical person, right? If you go through any of my live streams, if you go through any of my stories, if you go through any of my reels, you will see that everybody gets it, right? I'm not biased against men versus women. Like there's some stuff that we both do that need to be called out on evenly, right? So you would think that a logical and a reasonable person would say that zodiac signs are BS and you're assigning character and behavioral traits based on where the moon was positioned at the time in which your mom pushed you out. Sounds ridiculous. However, even though I do think that I'm a logical and reasonable person, I do think that there are particular behavioral attributes that are directly associated to your zodiac sign. I do. I really do. I am a Libra. I have had people not know me and say, you are a Libra. They can tell by my personality. They can tell by my behavior. They can tell by my disposition. I don't know what it is, but they can tell. I've read up on Libras, and I can tell you that a lot of what they say about Libras are, she is me and I is she. Like, it is me. I am a bona fide Libra, except for in one particular area. Excuse me, guys. Except for in one particular area, which is, they say that Libras are indecisive. Alison is not indecisive. I am extremely decisive. I know what I want. I know how to get it. I have a plan in place and I'm going to execute it, period. So I say that to say that there are plenty of attributes that are accurate to zodiac signs. I can speak for, I am a classic Libra. Another classic Libra is like Judge Judy. Classic Libra. She is I and I is she, right? However, it's not the Bible, right? So we're not going to read a zodiac sign and say this person and everyone who's born in those dates have to be just like that, right? We're also not going to say, which is another ridiculous thing, that we're not going to date an entire population. So there's 7 billion people on earth and there are 12 zodiac signs. I am not a mathematician. However, generally speaking, we can assume that 7 billion divided by 12 is a significant number, and we're not going to throw away every single person that belongs to a particular zodiac sign because they belong to that sign. I don't think that you should be dating based on the supposed likelihood that you would get along with someone because of their zodiac sign. However, I do think there is some validity, and there's definitely validity within my sign, and it's not something that I said I read it and then began to behave that way. It was something where I behaved the way that I behave, right? Alison, Monique, Williams, Wellington, like this is the way that I behave. And then I read up on it and I said, that is me, for sure. Except for the indecisive part, that is not me. Thank you for the badge, Nate. Appreciate you. All right, next question. And y'all didn't answer that question, by the way. I said I need feedback. I need you guys to respond and tell me what you think, and I will read it, okay? Thank you. Next question. How can you ensure you are not confusing moving on from something that no longer serves you from giving up on something because it challenged you? I did read this question in advance and I liked it. How can you ensure you are not confusing moving on from something that no longer serves you from giving up on something because it challenged you? That is an excellent, excellent question. And I know that you guys Twitter fingers, Instagram fingers are going right now because you are listening to what I've asked of you, which is for you to also give feedback. Okay, so this is an excellent question, and this is the way that I would respond. Moving on from something that no longer serves me looks like moving on from something that is hurting me. So if I am feeling pain, right? Then I am going to move on from that because as an animal, I'm human, I'm an animal, I do not enjoy experiencing pain. I don't want to experience pain, and I'm going to avoid pain wherever possible. And there's some theories around that, around human beings always looking out for pleasure, right? So if I am experiencing pain from a relationship, pain, right? Emotional pain, and obviously physical, that's a given. Then I'm going to move on from it because it is not serving me. If I am being held back from becoming what I want to become or who I want to become as a result of a relationship, it is no longer serving me and I'm going to let it go. So the judgment of how can you ensure you are not confusing moving on from something that no longer serves you versus giving up on something because it challenged you, the way that I would measure it is that if I am feeling pain, or if this relationship is holding me back from becoming the better version of me that I know that exists, then I know that it means that I am moving on from something that no longer serves me. If I am not experiencing pain, right? I'm not suffering as a result of a relationship, or I'm not being held back as a result of the relationship, then I would say perhaps this is not an instance of I'm letting go because this thing doesn't serve me. And instead, this is an instance of I'm being challenged. This person's pushing me to be better, and I'm trying to run away from it because it's uncomfortable. Uncomfortable and experiencing pain are two different things. I got feedback. Yay. You guys are the best. Oh, the Joanna had host. Oh, God. You just came on, Jayco, and I don't have it today. It's a struggle bus. You said congrats on 20K. Thank you. Appreciate it. The good message is being shared. Tiff said, deep down, you know when it's time to move on, when you continually give and have nothing left. That's an excellent point too. So if you are giving and pouring into a relationship, right, and you're not receiving anything, because it's supposed to be reciprocal. So if I'm not being met halfway a majority of the time, then that's a problem. Now, I'm not saying that you always have to be met halfway. There are instances and cycles in especially a romantic relationship, where you may be giving some more than what you're receiving, or vice versa. If you are in a relationship with someone who is in medical school, right? Perfect example. Someone who's in medical school, so they are overwhelmed, they are stressed, They're not getting any sleep. They might be getting harassed by patients. Like, they're having an extremely tough time. And what is that? That's like a 7-year run. You may be in a circumstance where you're dating that person and you may be giving them more than they're giving you. You may be, right? That's is it circumstantial? Is that the situational? I'm going to go with situational. That's situational, right? We know that there is a dead end to this. There's a timeline, like things will change. But if it's circumstance after circumstance after circumstance and you're constantly pouring and pouring and pouring and no one's filling your cup back, that's when it's time to let go. That's when it's time to let go. Hey, Abby, what did you miss? So every Wednesday, it's Q&A. So folks submit questions to me in advance on Tuesday through my story. And then I answer it live right now. If I have time, I take questions in the question queue. I don't think I have that time today, but I will definitely try. You have nothing left for yourself and you're tired of being hurt. Hey, I don't want to get this right. Get this wrong. Jakin from South Africa, welcome. Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. If they're stopping your growth or hindering you, absolutely. And Busy said she doesn't believe in horoscopes. I get you. I think that there's some validity behind my horoscope and me being a Libra. I am a bona fide Libra, that's for damn sure. Except for the indecisive part. I'm super decisive. I don't know what that's about. Anywho, moving along. Next question. And thank you so much for the feedback, guys. How to get past the physical when he has everything else I want in a man? Y'all got some good questions today. How do you get past the physical when he has everything else I want in a man? So, unfortunately, I would need some more details, only because I need to know exactly what you mean when you say, how do you get past the physical? Is it his looks? Is it his physique? Or is it his performance in the bedroom? So I'm going to answer the easiest one of the three. And you guys let me know what your thoughts are. So the question is, how do you get past the physical when he has everything else that I want in a man? So the way that I would answer that, number one, is that if the physical is his physique, then I would encourage him to lose weight. I would cook for him. I would get pre-made frozen meals that are healthy. I would go out to the gym with him. I would purchase gym equipment. I would encourage him and let him know that you love him. However, the two of you could live longer and have a happier, more fulfilling life if he were healthier. You want what's best for him. You want what's best for your future. You want what's best for your future children, perhaps. And the healthier he is, then the longer he'll live to be able to enjoy the life that you have together. That's me trying to make it as sweet as possible because it's hard as hell, right? So if you're talking about getting past the physical and you're talking about his physique, then that's what, encourage him to work out, buy equipment, go to the gym with him, run with him, cook healthy meals for him, pack healthy meals for him, like be that support, right? If you're talking about his looks, like his face, but he can't change his face. Face can't change, right? We're not getting surgery, and men don't tend to get as much plastic surgery as we do. They're not doing it, so it is what it is. Then I would say, what attracted you in the first place? Like, there must have been something about him that allowed you to give him a chance in the first place, and he's clearly living up to it, so I would ride out with that. I think and I'm not trying to be judgmental, but being shallow when he fulfills everything else. And you know what they say about women, which I don't think is true, that we have this I think some of it is true, but this outrageous list of what we're looking for. And you're saying he fulfills everything else. You were attracted to him for some form or fashion beyond what he looked like. And so if that's the case, you need to suck it up and focus on all of the other amazing things and experiences and feelings that you have that he provides for you, being this person who, as you said, has everything else. If it's his looks, if it's his performance in bed. And again, for anyone who's just joining, the question is for live Q&A. These questions are submitted through my stories every Tuesday. I read them on Wednesday. I give feedback, and I expect to get feedback here so I can read it, so it's not a one-side show. The question is, how do you get past the physical when he has everything else I want in a man? So we talked about if it's his physique. We talked about if it's his face. If it's his performance in the bedroom, what I would say, it's 12:30 on a school day, so I don't want to get, I would say purchase some items, work with those items and him to make sure that both of you are pleased. Work it out. Google it. Go on YouTube. Speak to your friends who have experience. Purchase some things. Introduce it to the bedroom. Teach him how to be a participant. And make it happen. If he has everything else, actually, like the theme here is that if he has everything else, I don't care about the physical, make it work. If it's his face, oh well, that was the face he had before. If it's physique, support him through and through to get the physique in a position that you prefer. And if it's in bed, work it out with some stuff. Purchase some items, introduce it. If he's unwilling to introduce those items, knowing that his performance is poor, now that's a different conversation. Depending on how long you're in the relationship, you may want to let go. Depending on how long you're in a relationship, you may want to seek professional help. But you're not going to be lacking in a particular area and then refuse the help that I'm allowing you. That's not going to happen, right? So yes, am I asking you to be flexible? But he also needs to be flexible and know that if he's lacking, he needs to get with it. So what do we have? Tiff is saying she's thinking it's the bedroom or the performance. Dam says he's beautiful on the inside, but he's extremely small and not that great on Dam. So both of those, I don't have an answer for both. I have one. Wow, she's never satisfied. But I think, Jihad, and I think that it's fair to say that, again, we are animals. And when you say, wow, she's never satisfied, if we are talking about the bedroom, I am confident that you would agree with me. Men, especially married men, complain about lack of sex, right? That's a big complaint. Oh, don't get married. You're never going to have sex again. Oh, once the children are introduced to the house, you're never going to have sex again. We want more sex. We want more sex. And that's an understanding in our society that men complain about, and the expectation is that women need to figure out how to provide their husband with more sex, right? So we wouldn't complain about that, but yet you're saying she's never satisfied. So I can say the same argument against men. They're never satisfied. I don't think it's about satisfaction. I think it has to do, well, it does have to do with satisfaction. I don't think it has to do with not being satisfied. I think it has to do with, again, humans are animals. We have sexual desires. And so I think it's imperative that they are fulfilled with the person that you're with. Or you run the risk of getting left or getting cheated on. So if you are in a position to improve your performance in the bedroom, you should. If you're in a position to improve your physique and it bothers your partner, it's not a lot to say stop eating donuts and go run. Like, as a person who absolutely does not work out ever, so we're going to take what I said with a grain of salt, but it's not too much to ask to burn some fat, right? I'm not talking about, it's not going to cost you a lot. Like, I don't think it's an issue of her never being satisfied. I think that a physical attraction is important. Men talk about physical attraction all the time. Men complain about after their wives or girlfriends have babies and the skin and the breasts and all that kind of stuff. They complain about not getting enough sex, and no one says, oh, men are never satisfied. They say men are sexual beings, and so we got to, right? So now that she's being the sexual being, if she's never satisfied, I don't think that's fair. But let's work it out. Let's work it out. Yes. Brat says, teach him. Busy says, teach him. Busy says, maybe it's a medical problem. All right. If it's a medical problem, again, you need to alert your partner of this problem so that they can seek the help necessary to fulfill your needs as a human being and as an animal, your animalistic needs. Lose some weight and try some things. Be open about what satisfies you. Is he open to trying new things? That's a good question. Somebody said vitamins ain't gonna make that thing do nothing. Is he aware that he's a 5? Damn, who y'all talking about? That this person's not even the person who asked the question, y'all. Y'all are messy. But everyone thinks that they are more than what they are, right? You know, the famous 5 at best line. So it is what it is. Okay, so next question. How do you turn someone down with tact? How do you turn someone down with tact? All right, I have a little bit of a story. So, contrary to what you may believe, I'm sure you know the truth. I'm still working on tact. I'm still working on it. I'm still working on a lot of things, as we all should. Like, we should all be working on becoming better versions of ourselves. I actively started working on tact when I became a counselor, when I was in school to become a counselor, because that's something I think maybe the Brooklyn in me, maybe the Caribbean in me, like just being tactful is not necessarily a part of my DNA, right? Or the way I was raised, because it's not a DNA thing, but you get the point. So I'm still working on tact. However, this is what I have advised to my clients when they are on the dating scene, when they're meeting different people and they've decided that someone is not an appropriate match for them. So this is the advice, and this is the lingo that I give them. So if I'm looking to turn someone down, and this is someone that I don't know well, they're not like my sister's best friend, like I'm probably never going to see them again, right? I would send a text message. I don't think it needs to be a face-to-face. I don't even think it needs to be a phone call. I don't know you well. We've been on a date. We've been on 2 dates. We haven't even made it to the date, and I realize that you're not an appropriate match for me. This is what I say via text message. First of all, I don't believe in ghosting. I don't believe in ghosting. I think it's rude and it's nasty and it's something that you would not appreciate, and so we should not be doing it to each other. So let's send a text message, because we are decent human beings who care enough to provide someone with some level of closure to know where they stand, because that's what we would appreciate, right? Women, by the way, are the number one people who complain about ghosting, and they do ghosting the most. That's just a side note. They do the ghosting early. Men tend to do the ghosting later, and then they're mad. Well, don't ghost. Let's send a message, right? So we're sending this message. How do you turn somebody down with tact? This is what I would say. Hey, James, it was a pleasure meeting you last week. It doesn't seem that we have the chemistry that I'm sure we both would like, but I do wish you all the best moving forward. Another version. Hey, James, it was a pleasure meeting you last week. There was a lack of chemistry, and I'm sure you felt it too, right? Wish you all the best. Hey, James, it was a pleasure meeting you, even if it really wasn't a pleasure. It was a pleasure meeting you last week. As you know, we're both dating, and I'm actually seeing someone else, and things are picking up. So I'm going to be dedicating my time with them, but I do wish you all the best. Something along those lines. I really like 1 and 2 better than 3, because 3 is like a direct rejection of I'm leaving you because I've met somebody else. I was talking to somebody else before. I like 1 and 2 because it gives a false opportunity for the other person to escape. So what do I mean by that? It's not, hey, James, I wasn't feeling it, so good luck to you on this dating scene. It's, I wasn't feeling the chemistry. I'm sure you felt the same way. I'm not sure they felt the same way. I have no clue. They could have fallen in love. If it's Alison, he fell in love, right? They could have fallen in love with me. However, I'm giving them the out. So by me saying, I didn't feel the chemistry, I'm sure you felt the same way, it allows them, even if they did feel a chemistry that didn't exist, oh yeah, I wasn't feeling it either, but thanks, right? It gives them an opportunity to save face. It gives them an opportunity to reject you, which you don't care because you already rejected them in your mind and in your heart regardless. So how do you turn someone down with tact? If you've already been on the date with them, that's how you do it. It was a pleasure meeting you. However, I'm not feeling it. I'm sure you felt the same way. It gives them an out, less likely for them to curse you out, F you, whatever, because you gave them the way out. That's the way that I would take it. If you've never been on a date with this person, so this is someone that you've met through a friend, this is someone you've met casually, you've never been out before, again, no ghosting. I don't believe in it, or ignoring. Like, you can send a message. Now, if they're hitting you up, that's a different story. But if we've never been out before, I know you're not gonna like this, I would lie. Oh, well, you know, James, thanks for hitting me up. It was such a nice offer for you to take me to Ruby Tuesdays. But actually, I'm seeing someone, so it wouldn't be appropriate. But thank you so much for the offer, and have a great day. Now, lying isn't great, but I do want to spare this person's feelings if I think that they're deserving. So I tell them I'm seeing someone, whether or not it's the truth, and thank them for the offer twice. Hey, thanks so much for the offer. Actually, I'm seeing someone. And guess what? You are seeing someone. I'm seeing my nail tech. I'm seeing my hairstylist. I see my dermatologist once a month to make sure that my skin stays clear. I see people, right? It ain't a lie. Actually, I'm seeing someone right now, but I really do appreciate the offer and have a good one. Okay? I have one more question that was submitted in advance. I will try to take one or two questions, but you have to throw it in the queue. So go ahead and throw it in the question queue, which is at the bottom of the screen right there, and I will try my best to get to it, okay? If someone says they like me, but they're not ready for a relationship, should I continue getting to know them? If you want a relationship and they said that they don't want it, you ain't got time to get to know them. Goodbye. Goodbye. They said, I like you, but I'm not ready for a relationship. You are looking for a relationship that leads to long-term partnership, lifetime partnership, marriage, family, children. Goodbye. Goodbye. I don't have time. And again, my audience being 75% women, and I want to say like 30-something% is over 25, 40-something% is over 45. I don't know what I said the first time. Did I say 25? I don't have time. I am looking for a long-term commitment. I'm looking for a life partner. If I believe in the sanctity of marriage, I'm looking for a husband. I'm not spending any time to get to know someone who thankfully told me in advance that they don't want to be with me. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I'm not spending time. I don't care if I'm bored. I don't care if he has money and he can take me on trips. I don't have time. I'm going to invest that time in finding the right partner. I'm going to invest my time in investing in me. I'm going to invest that time in cleaning my house. I'm going to invest that time into growing my edges. I don't have time to spend it with someone who has clearly told me they are not looking for the same things that I am looking for. I don't have time. If I went to a job interview and they said, we really like you, but we can only offer you $50K and you've asked for $70K, unless you're homeless, I'm not taking it. If you cannot deliver what I'm looking for, then it's an inappropriate match. And not to say that this guy's a bad guy, and not to say that maybe later in the future it could develop, but I'm not wasting my good eggs that's left over. I'm not wasting my good eggs that's left over, because you know what they will say, man or woman, but in this case we're talking about a man. They will say a year down the line when you've been playing games and playing house and shacking up and having sex, or even messing up and having a baby by someone who clearly told you they don't want a relationship, they're going to say, you're not my girl anyway. You're not my man anyway. That's what they're going to say. And you know what? They right. I said it. They right. Not they're right. They right. They're right. Don't play games with people who are smart enough to tell you in advance what they are looking for in any form or fashion. A friendship, a romantic relationship, a position on your job. When people tell you what the deal is, you are thankful, because thank God you didn't waste your time and your eggs and your money and your effort. Goodbye, sir. Absolutely, positively, goodbye. So I do have a couple of minutes. I thought I didn't have any time, but I have like 3 minutes. So if you have a question and you did not drop it in my stories the day before, because that's how it works. I go live every Wednesday. I collect questions in my stories the day before so that I know how to map out my time. And if there's time, I will take questions live, but I get through every single person's question once they give it to me in advance. So I do have now 2 minutes left. If you have a question, I see them in the comments, but they get lost in the comments. If you have a question you'd like for me to address, please go ahead and drop it in the queue, and I will try to take care of as many people as possible. It's only 2 minutes. I talk a lot, so it's probably 2 questions. All right, let's see what we have. And thank you for everyone who supported me with a badge. Thank you, Nate, for purchasing a badge and supporting me. Thank you, Miss Stephanie Blair, author, for purchasing a badge and supporting me. And also, lastly, before I take these questions, I do have Dating 101, the masterclass, this Sunday. I only have 6 slots left. 6 slots. So go ahead and click the link in my bio if you are the following. You don't know how to navigate online or offline dating. You feel like you don't know what to say, what to do, what to wear, how to behave. I put that in quotation marks because we're not fake. However, there is decorum. How to behave on a date, how to land a date, how to move forward in that romantic relationship. Go ahead and click the link in my bio. First button, register for Dating 101. It is 66% off, $47 right now. It will not be in the coming days, and it is this Sunday live. The recording will be emailed to any and everybody who registers. Okay. The question is, what if when you're... Okay. You're going to have to reword this, sis. What if when you're play pretend with your husband, what he enjoys hurts your feelings? Okay, I assume this is in the bedroom. So if you're asking if you speak to your husband about what he enjoys and it hurts your feelings, I need to know what he enjoys. Not right now and not at 12:44. But we need to talk about what he enjoys and why it hurts your feelings. If he's talking about wanting other women, then that's a conversation that you may want to have with a sex therapist, which is beyond my scope. If he's talking about doing some moves that are a little bit out of your comfort zone, then perhaps you need to consider expanding on that. That's the quick answer. Is it just a myth, or is it getting to know the friends of someone you're interested in important? Is it just a myth, or is it getting to know the friends of someone you're interested in important? I think it's valuable to get to know your potential partner's friends, getting to know their family. I think that you get insight on who they really are outside of you. I think that you get some insight on other people's opinions of them. And it's also bonding time. So if you do decide that you're going to extend yourself and be in a relationship with them, then you're eventually going to be hanging around their friends and their loved ones. So it doesn't hurt to get to know who those people are. Thank you, Heat Ray, for purchasing a badge. I appreciate you. To go back to the question that was just asked in regards to a husband sharing what he's looking for in the bedroom and it hurts the wife's feelings. Again, there are specializations for everyone. I'm not a sex therapist. Sex therapists exist. You could put hashtag sex therapist and you will find one in every state. And perhaps that's someone that you may want to reach out to for some guidance. What I do is I primarily work with singles to help them find the love and commitment that they deserve through dating with intention and increasing their confidence. So again, I do have Dating 101, the masterclass that will be hosted this Sunday. Click the link in my bio. The new book, The Egg Timer, Don't Waste My Egg, Sis. Are you giving that to me as a title? Because I appreciate that. Don't waste my time. And anything. Like, don't waste my time. And the last question that I'm going to take, even though I'm going over time, which is, and even though you're breaking the rules, and I'm a stickler about the rules, I said put the questions in the question bubble. Should you get back with an ex if you have a child with them? That's an excellent question. So this is my stance on forgiving and getting back with exes. I am a believer in giving people second chances. I am a believer in giving people second chances. However, we can only, and we should only, give second chances to people who have proven that whatever caused the conflict in the first place is now resolved. So, what do I mean by that? I get my hair done by a hairstylist, not my stylist. My stylist is the Sugar Honey Iced Tea. I make an appointment with the stylist. I'm excited I'm getting my hair done. She texts me, sends me an email that says your appointment has been canceled and it's last minute, right? I'm pissed because I was relying on that hair appointment. I want to get my hair done. I want to look good. And they canceled at the last minute, putting me in a really tough spot. I am never going to book an appointment with that person again. I'm never going to book because they have put me in a very tough position where I'm displeased, right? So I'm not messing with them anymore, i.e. you not messing with this ex anymore, right? Now, if that same person, after they canceled the day of and pissed me off and I said I'm never going to book with them, reached out to me and said, hey, Alison, it's been a couple of weeks, it's been a couple of months. I've now changed my booking system. Well, the reason why I canceled on you is because I double booked. I've now changed my booking system. I'm now using Acuity. It allows for times to be blocked out, which means that if you see a time slot, you are guaranteed for that slot, and I'd like for you to give me a second chance. I would love to be your hairstylist moving forward. Bellissima, right? I'm not Italian. I probably said that wrong. Point is, if a relationship has been ruined because of someone's behavior, unless I have proof that that behavior has changed, I'm not going back to them. If the reason why we broke up is because I'm gonna choose the easy one. The reason we broke up is because we're long distance. I'm in New York, he's in LA. I'm pursuing my dreams that require me to be in New York. He's pursuing his dreams, which require him to be in LA. We didn't want to do long distance, so we broke up. A year later, he's single, I'm single, and he said, hey, guess what? I have moved back to New York. I moved to LA to be a television and movie actor. I've decided that instead I want to be a theater actor. New York is the theater capital of the world. I am moving back, because you're not moving back for me, right? Because then that's going to be another can of worms. I have moved back to New York. Guess what? Problem solved. Because the reason why we broke up is now resolved. So to answer your question, should you get back with an ex if you have a child with them? You shouldn't get back with an ex because you have a child with them. If you'd like to consider getting back with an ex, it should be because whatever caused the breakup has been resolved. Now let's make it an emotional thing. Let's say that it's cheating or something of the sort. Has this person gone to therapy? What proof can they provide to you that they are not going to repeat the same mistakes that they made before? Because the other examples were kind of easy, right? They've moved now, it's fine. If the situation was they had no drive and then 5 months or 5 years later, they have a degree or they started a business and you can see the drive in them and they're doing well for themselves. Okay, if it's an emotional thing like infidelity, have they gone to therapy? That would be my standard. Everyone's saying it's going to be different. But for me, I need proof. I am not messing with somebody that I cut off for whatever reason unless I have proof of changed behavior. And that's all, folks. Guys, it has been an absolute pleasure. I appreciate every one of you. Special shout out for those who purchased a badge. That was Heat Ray, Nate, and Stephanie. I thought it was a fourth person, but I don't know. And for everyone else who just stuck by me, like you're here, you're listening to the live, you are engaging, you are commenting 4 words or more, because that's what counts for creators. Thank you very much. You are liking, you are sharing. I appreciate each and every one of you. Love you so much. It has been a pleasure. Again, if you're struggling with dating and relationships, go ahead and click the link in my bio. Check out my free and paid resources. The free stuff, the free 99 is popping. So if the free 99 is popping, you can only imagine that the paid 99 is even better. I do have Dating 101, the masterclass this Sunday, 12 noon Eastern, will be recorded through Zoom, 66% off. Click the link in my bio, first button, and plenty of other resources, both free and paid. Check me out, and let's get your love life on track. Love you all. Adios, amigos. Bye.